Hello everyone, Mehdi for mine. So we're gonna see today why investing guarantees you success in this new AI era. You've been told that AI is coming for your job, but that's not really matters. And what if I told you that's the wrong way to look at it? What matters today is not really how hard you work, but more how hard your money works for you. And so we're gonna see why investing is not just a good idea now, but a requirement for success in the new AI era. We've seen that AI is now everywhere and is going to continue to actually be a main part of the world, and it's going to change a lot of things in the way you live. And so basically investing really guarantees you to actually be on the winner side of the AI revolution. So why is that? So first, if we look at why AI is actually changing the world and why it's important in terms of investing. So basically, AI is going to automate a lot of different things and is going to replace labor. So the people that are not going to work in the same way. And so what it means is that a lot of high-paying jobs today are going to actually shift. They're going to be displaced in a way. And so what we are seeing, and I think that we are going to continue to see going forward in a lot of different ways, is that the capital is going to get increased leverage against labor. So meaning that people who are going to succeed in this new AI era, people are going to have leverage and people who are going to have capital. And so that's why you need to invest your money, because investing is basically the basis of capitalism, and that's how you grow your own capital. Today with AI and tomorrow even more, if you don't have any capital, it will be very difficult to actually find leverage, meaning like very simply, like buying robots or buying AI tools which are going to automate a lot of the labor that you are doing today. And so we are going to see more and more a split between people with capital and people without capital. People without capital, they are going to have to work for very low wages, and it's going to be very hard for them to actually overcome that and get the capital they need to actually fund their lifestyle in this new AI era. So I'm pretty sure we are going to see like a basic income type of policies going forward, because a lot of labor is going to be replaced, and a low, I would say, added value labor is going to be replaced, even on the white collar side. And so this means that a lot of people that are going to have, let's say, low or average income, and it's going to be very difficult for them to actually build a significant part of their required capital to actually fund their lifestyle, but also to fund their retirement. And on the other side, you have people who have already won, especially since COVID and a lot of liquidity we have seen in the market, meaning that a lot of people have benefited from the growth in terms of stock market and the inflation that we are seeing today. And so those people, they will have the capital and they will be able to leverage all the different AI tools that we are going to have, which are going to provide labor at a very cheap cost. So we are first seeing that in terms of companies and in terms of enterprises like Amazon, for example. I think that Amazon is going to replace and to displace a lot of jobs with AI. So first in terms of robotics. So I think that in their warehouse, for example, well, definitely, they will replace a lot of human labor with robots. So in the warehouse, as I said, but also like on the delivery side. So that's one example. A second example are Waymos and Teslas with their robotaxi, and so they're going to replace taxi drivers basically. So you see that there are a lot of jobs that are going to be displaced or are going to be removed, and basically they're replacing labor by capital. And so that's why you, as an investor, you need to have this capital and you need to invest your money. You need to invest your money. I'm going to repeat it because this is how you actually survive in this AI era, and this is how you beat inflation. So as you can see, basically this leverage of the capital is going to work first for enterprise, but it's going to be displaced as well for individuals. So a lot of wealthy individuals are going to benefit tremendously from this rise of robotics and this rise of AI tools. So you don't want to be on the loser side. So you need to have some capital. And how you build that? Well, so there are two ways, or I would say two facets of this. So first, there is a saving side and there is the investing side. So in terms of savings, you need to save some money, you need to get more income. So that's not what I'm going to talk about in this video, but you need to actually contribute to your capital base. And on the second side, you need investing because you need to have some returns on this investing capital and you need to grow your capital above inflation. And so that's why, as a global investors, you need to be careful of these dynamics because if you don't invest your money or if you don't save enough money, you will be on the camp of those people who will have to work to actually compete with AI and compete with robots, and that's not really what you want to do because once you're into this game, it's very difficult to actually go onto the other side of people with capital. So as I mentioned, like being an investor, you have to start with a plan. So you have to start save money and start compounding, and you have to start investing. So investing, so we have a lot of videos on this channel to actually analyze how you should be investing your money. There are different ways of doing that, but the most important is to remain invested, to invest in, I would say, relatively safe equities or relatively safe financial instruments, and to compound over the long term. So your capital. Why? Because it's going to first provide you some income to actually live, and it's going also to allow you to benefit from all this new AI technology. So this is very hard actually to discuss today because a lot of technology is not existing today. But what we are sure is that fundamentally AI is capital, meaning that this is not labor, meaning this is not a human person working. This is automated technology which is going to replace a lot of human labor and which is going to be controlled by people with money. This is basically what it is. And I think that everyone has to face this very harsh reality. And as an investor, so you have to recognize it, so you have to invest. And I would say to go even forward, you have to invest in the companies who are going to benefit tremendously from from this AI trend in the AI era. So we've identified a few already. I think that Google, Amazon, they are obvious winners. NVIDIA is to some extent, I would say, one of them as well. But there are also going to be a lot of different companies which are going to benefit from AI in very different ways that we cannot expect. So I think that so be on the lookout to try to identify these very important trends which are changing the world today in terms of investing. But it's not only about which stock to select, but also where to play the game of investing. So as we mentioned in other videos, so you don't need to actually stay only in the US market. So you can look in the Chinese market, in the Latin American market, in Southeast Asia, for example, because the world is going to become multipolar and we will see AI being leveraged in a lot of different regions. And so you will have AI winners. So in the US, we will have AI winners in China, but also in Latin America and in Asia. So I think a good way to approach this is that you have to diversify your portfolio and your investing. But the most important thing is that you have to keep investing and you have to stay in the game for the long term. So I think that this is all for this video. And basically, so what I wanted to actually warn you about today is that capital is going to replace human labor even more with AI today. And that's why you need to keep investing and you need to be on the side of people with capital. So, and if you want other analysis and news about the Japanese, Asian, and US stock markets, so feel free to subscribe to this channel and check my other videos, and I will see you in another one. Bye.